guys, it's me, Walter. I just came from the Justice League movie, and I am stoked. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie yet, go away. You just need to go, because I'm going to talk about things, and then you're going to go see the movie, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to watch, and you're going to leave comments down below, because I'm on YouTube, or if I'm not on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, leave a few comments, leave a reply on my Twitter, on my Facebook, yada yada, because I'm going to say a few things that are going to piss a few people off, and other people are going to say, I feel the same way. So context: did not love Batman v Superman. I've seen it now many times. I cannot watch it from beginning to end and take it seriously. I can watch it from the Batman fight to the end and go like this, la 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 la, when they say, Martha. Why you say that, Martha? Because that, that about 30 seconds kills the movie. But otherwise, from the Batman Superman fight to the end, it's an interesting movie from a just beat the crap out of him kind of situation. Superman dies, you cry, blah 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 blah, and then you see Luthor at the end, and you forget, oh, what a terrible casting choice, right? And I never was a big fan of the Zack Snyder universe to date. I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder. I am a Superman fan. I am a Christopher Reeves fan from day one. Superman, 1978, 6-year-old in me that went and saw that movie. And as I said many times, same thing with Star Wars. Anything with John Williams, I have loved over time. I don't love a lot of Spielberg if John Williams is not involved. It's not the same. I love Spielberg, but Spielberg with John Williams, that emotional score does so much for you. And I really believe something like Superman, especially something like Superman, Marvel has a lot more interesting things going on. The score is not as important, as good as the score has been for the Marvel Universe movies, right? Not as important because the characters are far more interesting, and the writing is 10 times better. The actors have been great, and nothing against the actors in this movie, but in general, and Christopher Reeves was a Juilliard-trained actor, so I'm not saying anything about the talent, but the characters are far more developed, far more intricate, far more damaged, and flawed. That requires good acting. So a character like Superman requires a really good score to support what's going on inside that character's head, because that character, the greatest actor, can only tell so much without speaking, right? Even a great mime. But you're not doing comedy here. It's melodrama. So that great score kind of fills us with that emotional thought that is bigger than life. And especially in a character like Superman that is so far beyond reality. And I think DC characters in general, especially something like Justice League, is so far beyond reality. And kids like me that grew up with the animated, even the worst of the worst animated DC cartoons from the 70s and 80s, the Super Friends and their various incarnations, from the rip-off of Scooby-Doo characters to the Wonder Twins to the invented characters to make everybody look, hey, we're racially inclusive now in the 84 version of Super Friends, and Firestarter. I think I loved CW DC Comics shows because they brought Firestarter in. I love Firestarter, right? So that's a lot of babbling. Here's the movie. Last chance. Spoiler alerts. Go away. If you haven't seen the movie, go away. If you're never going to see the movie, go see the movie. You really need to see this movie, because this movie, to me, is a very fun reset in the Zack Snyder universe. Okay? So Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman was way too dark too soon. Superman is not a dark character, and Superman gets into situations where he has to enter a dark universe, and Batman v Superman was a sequel to a Superman movie that was too dark too soon. The coloring of the movie, these are the colors of Superman, okay? Bright, primary colors. You can't beat it. It's hope. It's happy. It's, hey, we're going to survive this no matter what, blah, 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 blah. So I really believe the people that loved Batman v Superman thought it was the greatest superhero movie ever, mostly Batman fans and video gamers that still live in their parents' basements. You're not going to like this movie as much, because this movie lightens up the tone a bit. It's intense, and one of the things I don't love about the movie, the super villain, is too melodramatic. I think it's too Shakespeare from 100 years ago. I'm gonna talk like this, and I'm gonna dominate the world, and it's too CGI. It's too fake. It's too much like an animated villain. Like it's too cartoonish at times, right? And even the DC animated universe, Steppenwolf was not this animated. He was more of a humanoid-ish character, not as believable as this crazy strong villain, but more believable. Like there was, as if there was an actor playing the role. It was just too much. I thought it was almost like the Elfish King from the last Thor movie, which I didn't love. I thought the characters were just like, I don't believe this guy, the way they're performing him and the way they're portraying the character, and I don't believe that this character is this horrible, before time is going to destroy the character, destroy the universe kind of character, right? Blah 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 blah. So, I love a lot of aspects of this movie. I think they nail a lot of the characters. The Barry Allen character, there's some weird things thrown in there to kind of give him. Maybe they wanted him to be like the characters from the initial DC Comics writers room. You know, like the Bowery Boys victims or something. From the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and it's almost like they made him like one of these kids that just has been bullied all of his life because he has too many allergies, and he's afraid of everything, and and there's an element of it, I like it, but it's almost like they take it to that too place that they just take it too far, to a place where Barry, and I understand reinventing the character. It's almost like they're trying to make him too marvelous, which I always hate they do with Superman. I've never seen this happen with the Flash so much. Flashpoint is a great example of making the Flash a more interesting character, a darker, right? Barry Allen is the soul of the Justice League. We don't need to make him so whiny and weak. The transformation of the character as he grows into being a superhero. Like you said, he just pushes people and runs away. He's not a big battle the world kind of guy when we meet him. He's fast, right? He's not super strength. He's still, if you actually shoot him, can die from a bullet if he doesn't heal fast enough, right? Blah 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 blah. I like Ezra. I like him as Barry Allen. I like the actor. I like the overall portrayal, but the writers threw some crap in there. It's like somebody came in and said, we need to give Barry Allen something new, something different. We need to do something more. And I'm always of the elk, especially with DC characters. Less is more. When in doubt, just have them be fast and strong and powerful or colorful. Put some crazy music on. No dialogue is better than bad dialogue, and there were some weird choices in there for Barry Allen. I love Aquaman. I am super psyched for the Aquaman movie. I was not impressed with what I saw in the previews. I was unimpressed and nervous about this film based on what I saw in Batman v Superman. It was like, okay. I wasn't, But Jason Momoa, I really love his portrayal of the character. Like a nice balance of arrogance and the strongest, coolest Aquaman ever, possibly, except for the Aquaman of Batman the Brave and the Bold, which is more of a comedic portrayal, but he basically is the arrogant guy with the greatest fish stories. He always has a big fish story in those, right? That's kind of like the through line thing. I remember the time that I had to destroy or take on or battle. He has that really fun, arrogant, I am the king of Atlantis, and I am here, almost Faustian, not Faustian, Falstaff-ish, and, big braggart, right? This had a little bit of that, but it was just enough, and it was just a great, interesting character. It was a fun character, and I'm really kind of interesting. Like, I would want to see this character in a Netflix-style 10-hour series where they really get into the character a little bit. I think that would be kind of cool, right? Wonder Woman, what can you say? She's still the best part of this franchise yet. Hands down, I don't think we need to add anything new there. Her movie is still the best far better than this movie, far better than Suicide Squad. This is still, she's still by far the best part of the Zack Snyder DC universe so far, hands down. I like Henry Cavill. I like his Superman. I like how they. Spoiler alert! Go away if you haven't seen it. Just go away. Just turn off now. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I like how they resurrected him. It was weird at first. At first, when I was watching, I'm like, oh, okay. It's not like he's just still alive because he's just heart beating slower like the comics. It's like, every time they do the death of Superman in the animated world or in this world, they change it. Usually not for the better. Then this is not for the better, but it worked. And his initial, seeing Justice League battle was not anywhere near as cool as Civil War. Marvel villains battling each other, far better written, far better directed, far better performed. Blah 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 blah. But it was entertaining. It was interesting, and I think from a Justice League standpoint, it worked. This whole movie worked in a way that it was almost like an extension of the Bruce Timm universe. It was just an animated film that happened to have live actors. The writing quality, the action was very on the two-dimensional side, but entertaining. Not genius, not wonderful, not brilliant, but entertaining, okay? So blah, 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 blah. We'll move past all that. I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Ben Affleck as Batman, it worked. Again, nothing new exciting. I thought Jeremy Irons was the least served actor. For some reason, they felt the need to give Alfred some really bad lines in this one. They gave him the stereotypical bad DC cliche lines, and so blah 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 blah. What I'm really excited about, who I thought kind of stole the movie, not in a directorial stance, they didn't give it to him, but his performance, the portrayal, Cyborg. I really liked how they did Cyborg. I really enjoyed the performance, and I thought how they did the CGI. That could be a very difficult character to do, and I think almost as much as I don't like the Transformer movies, I think pre-Transformer movies, with the technology they developed to make those movies in the last decade or so, that allowed them to do Cyborg in a decent way. I think otherwise you were not getting a good Cyborg. The same way you couldn't do a good Spider-Man before 15 years ago. I like the way they did the character. I am really excited for a Cyborg movie, or at least a more Cyborg driven Justice League universe. I really enjoyed the way, and it was almost like the Cyborg of the Teen Titans world, where he's more the leader. He was almost more mature, where a lot of times when he's in Justice League, he's more of the baby. Like the Flash was more of the baby in the group than Cyborg was, even though Cyborg's basically a high school kid, college kid. The Flash was more of the baby character, which was kind of a flip a little bit, right? The Cyborg character was more hyper mature, and that was different. But I liked it. It worked for me, and it was okay. And Young Justice Cyborg, right? I'm really excited to see where this goes. I really am excited. I'm reinvigorated. I was depressed almost after watching Batman v Superman. And I still say I can still watch Batman v Superman from the beginning of the fight scene with Batman and Superman to the end. And I have to go like this, la 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 la, close my eyes, make all the sound, so I don't have to hear them saying, Martha, Martha, why are you saying Martha? That moment of like, oh, we never thought about that before. So, yada yada. Go see this movie. If you're still watching this and you haven't seen the movie, what is wrong with you? Go see the movie. You're going to enjoy it, please. And then leave me a comment. Let me know if you preferred Batman v Superman, because if you did, you're probably more of a Batman person or a Marvel person. I'm still preferring most of the Marvel movies of the last 10 years over this movie. But this is now, to me, the second best movie in the new Zack Snyder movie. Wonder Woman, this, Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. And I just want to forget that movie. That's like forgetting the fourth Christopher Reeves movie. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. All right? Hey, guys, we'll see you next time. Subscribe, leave me a comment, follow me on Twitter at Walt Frazier, and go to IndieFanboy.com and check out all the action. And check out our new site from my wife, Indie Fan Girl. It's good stuff. Da, da, ba, 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 ba. Okay. choice because